Good morning. Did you wake up with PulseChain today? Did you wake up to any interesting news? Oh, never a dull day. Never a dull day. Hope everyone's doing okay out there. Seemed like there was a single-sided staking surprise. I woke up and saw somebody left a comment on a video. So shout out to them. I forget who it was, and they said that it was like unrelated. Something about Richard said there's no single-sided staking. I was like, interesting. Let me check Twitter. Checked YouTube first that morning. And look, and yeah, let me just bring it up here. Okay, and then I saw posting all this stuff about where he didn't talk about it. And I did actually, funny, I searched the other day. I was like, where has he talked about single-sided staking before? This is maybe 2 days ago, 2 or 3 days ago. I was searching around, I thought, why didn't he talk more about single-sided staking? And maybe now we know. I mean, it's not a certain thing, I guess. But he says here, I keep hearing about single-sided staking, which apparently basically just makes the case for it maybe not being a good idea. And then, rest in peace, single-sided staking. And then let's see the other follow-ups too. Then apparently he blocked a bunch of people for not helpful reactions, I guess. And then talks about not having expectations, which is true. That's true. There's so much, I've talked about this a million times, where so much disappointment comes from having expectations. And that's why, and all the stuff, we can get excited about it, we can talk about it. But, until even the stuff Richard said, he says, was not going to be any more test nets. V3 is going to be the last one, but hey, we need to change the parameters, so that need to happen. So even some of the stuff he says, I don't know. I kind of try to temper myself too, of like, okay, it could change. Usually it's not the opposite direction, but this is actually something that, again, he has not talked about a lot. Would it be a safe assumption to make, since we thought it was going to be more like cake? A lot of people talked about that, built that into the different pump middles and stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's reasonable to think that, but just going through here, the audacity of straight up begging people's money is weird to me. Single-sided staking give you nothing. Yeah, I think K4K had some. He was talking about, he had some points on this too. I don't know. Maybe it's really just going towards Richard's ideal for liquidity and building up that ecosystem. And everyone who was looking forward to doing single-sided staking and using PulseX for that, I don't know. Maybe I've certainly been enjoying the farms, so maybe that goes into the farms. So there's that too. So I said that I was looking for single-sided staking the other day. This is the only one I found him actually talking about it. Only one where he was talking about it in it sounded like a Dex sort of way. Drop it in the chat. But if you search, from Richard Hart, single-sided, he's right. I haven't seen him talk about it much. So, but what has he talked about? Liquidity bonding. How important liquidity is to the system. Maybe that's why there's the emphasis on the farms and the pairs and stuff like that. It's a lot of folks you may recognize in here too. Actually, yeah, Gerardo had some pretty interesting. Yeah, so single-sided pools have no risk of permanent loss. If you haven't, I would just go back. I don't know. I've had a lot of fun and interest watching Gerardo's videos, the old ones. It's like, a year or two old, when he used to stream and do videos on PulseChain and different numbers and SAC stuff too. So Gerardo's got a lot of good videos on his channel, but very technical. and go over a lot of these ideals, especially in the early days of what we thought it was going to be. Yeah, we're not doing BSC fork anymore. We did ETH 2.0, but still a lot of the interesting conversation. I've learned a lot from listening to him. He interviewed PulseChain Dev. Pretty cool to get some insight on that too. So yeah, he hasn't talked about it much. Now he's talking about it. The word single appears on PulseX. That is true. That is funny how, in retrospect, looking back, PulseX.com didn't talk about single side staking. But it's kind of one of those things where you think, okay, is he? You never know, right? You don't know if Richard's not talking about it because it's not happening, or he's not talking about it because it's another surprise, it's another planned thing down the road, and we don't know that now. I mean, maybe, who knows? I could literally see a tweet later on, whatever, just totally making it up, months from now or weeks from now or whatever. Well, actually, single side staking does have these couple advantages. Will be enabled in PulseChain. Working on enabling PulseChain. You never know. So that's why it's important not to have expectations. I know it's nice to have an idea of what things are going to look like, but you don't get to have certainty. You don't get to have price stability going up. Volatility is the price you pay for the best performing asset, and also the price you pay is uncertainty for features and not being able to have expectations. So good morning, by the way. Good morning, everyone out there. It is pretty early my time. I'm usually up, but I'm usually not streaming. But I thought I would try a morning stream since I liked it in the morning. Got my coffee here, and I will talk to chat here in just a second. What's happening, Mark Danes? Welcome. UFO, I know it's a good time your way. Shouldn't I know earlier is, no, I mean, is earlier better or later? I don't know. Maybe it's late your way. I'm not sure. Godfather J6, what's happening? The Chad of Chads of Donners has entered the building. What's happening, man? Good to see you, Chad. Yeah, UFO, you ever sleep? It's true. Yep, I was like, okay, I think it is late. It's really early here, so probably late your time. Let's see, stream's title sent shivers. Yeah, I know. Like I said, I somebody commented on a video and alerted me to it. Otherwise, I don't know. I have Richard's tweet notifications, not notifications on my phone, but it'll put in my notification feed, hey, Richard had a new tweet. And when I'm looking at notifications, I can click on that and, oh, what did he tweet about? And then I saw that, and then I saw conversation after that as well. Let's see. Yeah, May, what's up, MA? I think RH might do single-sided staking after bull, where it won't be used as exit LP for dumpers. Yeah, I mean, that's the point, right? Is to lock it up and to earn something else. I'd be interested to see. I mean, it's so early right now. I mean, myself and I'm sure others, I'm sure we'll get, there'll be videos people make about how this changes the fundamentals. That's what everyone wants to know, right? Like, how does this change things? What is it going to be used for? I tweeted the other day, hey, PulseX, what is it used for? Right? What can you use it for other than, of course, making pairs? It gets burned. You can earn LP if you have the other side of the coin for it too. But it itself, what kind of governance is it going to be used for? We thought maybe it was going to be for single-sided staking. It's going to be used for voting or governance or otherwise. It's unclear. It's going to be unclear what's going to be used for right now exactly. I think we can make some better guesses now that we know single-sided staking isn't imminent, at least. But I'm not sure. By the way, are people done? I haven't even checked. See, I don't check the price very often, but I'm kind of curious right now. PulseBurn, by the way, has now become a GoPulse, so it redirects there. Same website, just they changed the domain and the name. Let's see. Yeah, went down a little bit. It was at 4 for a while. Now it's at 3. Okay. Interesting. What is Pulse at 9? Right below SEC. Okay. Yeah, not too bad. Well, is that yeah, what was that? 4:15. I know. What did he tweet it? It was like 3 hours ago, 2.5 hours ago. That looks like the tweet. Very well. Oh no, are we in the 15-minute chart? Let's go to the 4 hour. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, could be it. Could be it. So, funny enough, yeah. I mean, a lot of people have made a lot of content around this, and it's a very exciting feature that we assumed. Again, we had expectations that Richard was on board for, but he hasn't talked about it. When I searched too, this is the only tweet where he was just asking for ideals, thinking about it back in 2022, game theorizing and stuff. And again, I'm not. I don't think. I don't know. I'm not counting it out forever. I think I could always see the door open for this type of stuff if it makes sense, right? I changed my mind when the facts change. You know, I say a lot of people did not like this not happening, but yeah, I roll with it. I wasn't honestly doing the farming got me less excited. I was like, I was thinking, I'm going to save my PulseX for single side staking, and then I was thinking, do I want to earn the third party tokens? Like, am I interested in other tokens? I mean, maybe there may be some fun projects and stuff, but maybe there won't. So I'm earning the tokens just to sell. Will any of them have value? You could look at that too. So I became more interested in the farms and Ink token, its tokenomics and stuff, because it's RH token. So I can see pros and cons of single side staking, but I'm not. Not only did I not have expectations or get my hopes up and stuff for it, I was like, yeah, if it comes, whenever it comes, it comes. I don't even know if I'm going to participate that much in it, even if it did get launched. I know it'd be an exciting thing for the community. Lots of people wanted to do that. For me, it wasn't a big deal. Tokens be project tokens, possibly better prospects than dumb tokens like Ink. I don't know, UFO. I think I'd rather earn more RH tokens. Yeah, I guess maybe that's the way I think about it too. I would rather earn more RH tokens than more non-RH tokens, even if the RH token is the incentive token, because I just had more trust in those. Maybe it's the RH maximalist to me. I don't know. It's almost like I'm a RH optimist. I optimize towards RH tokens, so I would prefer to earn those. Like, I talked about yesterday during the PulseChain validator AMA with Hexpleb. Excellent AMA, by the way. You should check that out if you're interested in validating and lots of nuance and stuff around that. But we were talking about, I think he asked me something about the Teller Oracle. Was I interested in that? Was I participating? And that's where I believe you earn fetch tokens, I believe, for being for running decentralized, participating in the network to decentralize the Oracle stuff and price feeds and all that. So helping get that correct for services that use it. And yeah, I think it's interesting technology wise, but I'm just not interested. I'm way more interested in earning RH tokens than not RH tokens, especially ones that aren't even really in our ecosystem. I mean, I guess, I don't know. I feel like liquid loans, and I heard Crypto Crazy. I was watching the liquid loans update episode yesterday, and it sounded like maybe they were going to try to incentivize people to do it more, because it's kind of like, okay, another token that's sort of in our ecosystem. It's helping services. I get that part, but how do you get the masses interested in doing that? How do you get the masses interested in earning? It's an easy prop for validator. You're earning Pulse. Maybe not so much Pulse as you could other places. You could debate that, but you're earning Pulse at the end of the day. So that's an easy sell for me. So anyways, that's what I think about that one. Maxing on Sloth. Sloth is, I think he's pretty busy during the day. It's hard to stream with him especially during the weekday. What's up, Red Squirrel? PulseX just shitcoin now. That's what I was thinking about last night too. And I was like, if I stream in the morning, I think that, so the way I think about the ecosystem, I really zoom out from launch happening until now. I just think there's so many things Richard hasn't talked about. He hasn't streamed. There's so many things that haven't happened yet, haven't been elaborated on. He hasn't, he's just telling us about single-sided staking. So you could say he's, shaking out the weak hands. You could say, I think he has this whole, no expectations, no roadmap. But if I were to speculate, I think he has a plan for all these. I don't expect him to have a plan or anything. If I were just to imagine a scenario where, a founder would be able to see the future or imagine the future of these things he would like to do for the ecosystem to help build it up, it would be, it would be around him rolling things out one at a time, getting people interested in community, and not having everything at once. So it's like, oh, everything's just launched, and then it just becomes this toy figure, and you play with it and get bored, and then just go into the next one. The stickiness aspect of it is interesting. So I don't think we know everything that's going to happen with the ecosystem. I don't think we know everything about PulseChain. We didn't know the Genesis validators were going to burn their pulse nor exit. We didn't know about what else? Well, we didn't know single-sided staking wasn't going to happen, but there's other pump metals that had just one or two that have been revealed. And we're just 6 weeks in. So imagine in 6 months' time. Imagine, this time next year. Imagine later this year. Do you think Richard's just not going to do any updates for PulseX or not going to change anything or announce any good news? I think he will. I think he's just rolling out a little bit at a time. So if you just show up and you're like, oh, I expected all these, like, why isn't these things happening? Oh, this is a bad news to me. No, I guess I'm happy that I've been here a while, and I believe in Richard's mission and all that stuff. And it's easier for me to not get stuck in this. Why doesn't everything work properly? Why doesn't everything went to the moon? Yeah, it's easy for me to delay gratification because I've been waiting for it this long. Yeah, I think it's good. Good. Hopefully that makes some sense. I know if you're new and stuff, you're like, oh, what are you talking about? But I don't know. I like it. I like the state of the ecosystem. I think Richard knows what he's doing. So, steak and bake, JDP. What's up? Paul Sachs, early morning game. Yeah, I know. That's why I've got about halfway through my coffee, so sorry if I'm talking a little slower than normal. I'm still waking up a little bit myself. What's up, Ben Dupard? Good to see you, man. Welcome. Gabe, are we still allowed to use the term staking around here? I thought it's mining. Yeah, that was a thing too. Yeah, staking, mining, publishing. That was I think that was just an official thing Richard just wanted to change hex to. Funny. It'd be funny if Richard later on, if he did say single-sided staking was back, and he's like, yeah, it's back, but now it's single-sided mining, single-sided publishing. I think it's just a way to not get lumped in with all the, Googling regulator stuff. Is like, oh, here's another thing, and we need to take a look at it. And when they take a look at it, you'll be like, no, this is true DeFi. This is not that. None of that stuff that is questionable or otherwise gives promises or centralized and stuff. So X is way different than any of that. And, a lot of the stuff in PulseChain will probably be the same way too. Good morning, Luna Seapoint. Good to see you. Welcome. I'm going to go for another probably 15 minutes. So if you have any questions, seem super down. No, I'm definitely not super down. it's just early. I didn't wake up that long ago, sort of. I didn't roll out of bed that long ago. I'll say that. And I guess my voice in the morning has not quite woken up yet. I think you need to speak a lot before you're, speak and eat. I didn't eat that much either. Probably gonna, speaking of eating, I need to cut my sugar and stuff again. Been treating myself too much lately, and I think it's much better to just reduce my calories, reduce my sugar, all that, which I've been doing from time to time, but I haven't been as consistent as I have. But I think, the rest of the weekend too, to be more consistent. I've written it down. I've written a note that says be more consistent. Less sugar, eat some more eggs, and all that. So we'll see. RHMax not mentioning single-sided until today. I don't think that's correct. You can search for it. Like I said, this is the only one I searched for single-sided, and this is the only one where I really heard him talk about it. I can't really, because I'm not logged into Twitter here, so I can't really show you the search much. But yeah, if you search for from Richard Hart single-sided, I'm not finding much. I'm just within context of anything that would be related to PulseX or PulseChain. I don't see it. So unless he said it in a different way that I can't find, have expectations of pain, tartness, and terms of. Well, I don't have expectations of those either. I just, yeah. I'm an optimist in general, though. I think everything happens for a reason, and yeah, it's good. It's comforting, and why not? I think, even if things do happen that you wish they didn't, or prefer they didn't, or aren't good for you in the moment, or whatever, I don't know. It's probably good to believe the future is bright, because that's probably more productive than not. Yeah, I don't know. I know you're joking, Ben, by the way. It's just Derpers 89. It's over. I know a lot of people probably reacting to this news. They're probably going to go do something else now. Who knows? I don't know. I shouldn't say do something else, but they're probably going to not be happy about PulseX. I'm not saying you should be happy about it. It's not like I'm not interpreting this as bullish news. It's just more of like, oh, we thought this thing was going to happen, and it's probably not happening, but who knows? Again, 12 weeks from now, Rich could be like, well, based on I ran the numbers, and it seems like if people want to do it, might as well give them a platform that's fair to do it on, something like that. He always knows how to spin it, which is, he's a marketing genius as well. When stream, Rich? I don't know. If you're saying when, if Richard's streaming, probably not now that everyone's mad at him. Probably won't be today, if I were to guess. Please don't swallow the mic. Oh God. Oh God. I will. No promises, no expectations of having your preferred noises on the mic. It's like mic sucks. A few months ago. Okay, upgrade the mic. I got my boom filter. I got everything. Now the mic is picking up too much. No worries. I only swallow when I drink things, I guess. So I don't drink very often during the stream. Don't know if you could hear that, but that was the last gulp of coffee. What's the point of PLSX now? Great question. What can you do with PLSX? Again, I think I woke up this morning, saw the news, I'm streaming, so I'm not like prepared to give you the tokenomics update. But what can you do with PulseX now? Well, you can provide liquidity with it. There are farms. I don't know if anyone has seen this, but there are farms. Type correctly. So there are farms. So if you have the equal-sided PulseX and this, there are farms to earn APR, know what you're doing, understand permanent loss, all that stuff. They have changed recently. So a couple updates from Richard. So the single side staking was one, but also I think he said he increased the multiplier on the DAI WPLS to make it, that's why the APR is looking, it's probably going to beat out a lot of the other ones. And yeah, that was interesting lately. I talked about that a couple days ago or yesterday, maybe. I'm not sure. So there's farms, so you can do that with it. Besides that, natively, I'm trying to think natively, when Power City launches, you could mint stables and stuff from it and all that. But natively, what can you do with it? We don't have any updates on the governance or voting or how that's going to work. I think we assumed that was going to be a part of the single side staking, but if that's not going to happen, then we will have to see. So liquidity providing. So doesn't seem to have a special use case outside of what you can do with a lot of other coins. And a lot of other coins haven't had such a special use case either. And historically speaking, a lot of other coins went up too. So, I'm not assuming that Richard just I made PulseX because it's a coin. I think there's another angle. He just hasn't told us the angle yet. I'm going to assume, you can do whatever you want. I'm going to assume PulseX is going to have a use case to do stuff with. We just don't know what it is yet. So wallet, I did a poll on that wallet sacrifice the other day. If there was going to be one and stuff, and maybe pure speculation, maybe PulseX becomes the wallet. Actually, people talked about this before. I think PulseX becoming the native wallet token, something like that. If he forks MetaMask, all speculation until Richard tweets it and confirms it, and you see it and you play with it and all that. But yeah, there hasn't been a lot of work. I mean, there's still stuff that's off here in PulseX, and we still haven't got confirmation on V1, on what I dubbed them as burn and earn on the LP fee portion. So a lot of things that haven't happened. Again, I don't think Richard's just going to be like, well, I couldn't think of anything to do with it. I just don't like single side staking. I just couldn't think of anything else to do with it. I would not. No expectations. But I wouldn't, I think there's more to it than that. Good morning, P-Burn. What's the website to look up RH quotes on stream? That would be hexsearch.io, I believe. Lots of them into it, but yeah, I've used it a lot. Yep. Chat. That's pretty cool. Oh, and you kind of hinted at that. I didn't even get it at first. Sometimes. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't even think about doing that. So Twitter, and then there will be a single side staking. Will there be? If there are no. Interesting. I'm going to look at some of these videos. I can't play them live, but yeah, thank you for mentioning that. I totally forgot the angle of looking up on stream to see what he talked about it. I mean, not that it matters. Whatever he said before, even if he said there will be single side staking, who cares? he's saying he doesn't like it now, so he does change his mind. But I'm sure people go here and pull some of these things, some of these conversations, because people want to know what he said about it before. Yeah, great. Thanks for bringing that up. That's a great point. People asking, what's PulseX for now? Seriously. Well, we don't know. But like I said, I don't think it's going to meander with no purpose other than LP and trading for long or holding. You know what Richard, I would remind you what Richard said about Bitcoin. You can send it, you can receive it. 2 buttons, send and receive. PulseX has a limited number of buttons right now. I don't think it will stay that way. Not financial advice in any way, shape, or form. My personal thinking is I think Richard will talk about its purpose if and when it has one. Exactly. It makes sense. It really does. Like if you step back, if you zoom out and look at it, launching, first of all, if we had all these features already and launched, if we had all these features and stuff, we probably wouldn't have launched this soon. Did you want it to launch? Yes, everyone wanted to launch. Okay. So we got it to launch, and now not all the features are there. Not everything's clear. There's, this and that need to be polished. It makes sense to create stickiness, create excitement over time. Is this the time to be excited about crypto when you got prime trust and stuff going on now? Like, gosh, that whole mess. I don't think it's like FTX or anything, but there's like, I haven't read much about it. I've just seen like, whoa, it's affecting a lot of service providers and stuff now too. So is this even the best time for us to be firing on all cylinders, so to speak? UFO. If you remember RHMax UFO many times about how this PLS staking would play out, I always thought it's very difficult to manage. No links to join farming airdrops. I don't think I've even played with it on testnet. Was it even on the previous testnet? I don't know if it's even on the ETH 2.0 testnet. But was it on the V2B, which was the BSC fork testnet? Probably, because it was PRT. See, I never played with those testnets. I only played with the V3 and stuff. So how this PLS staking would play out, very difficult to manage. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I haven't played with it. I think it seemed pretty simple with Cake and stuff. I think people were posting. It was very popular on Cake. I think K4K was posting about that and all that. So I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you on that, UFO. All right, I'm going to wrap up here. Good morning, ESS. What's happening? Let's see. Just scroll. Oh, shoot. There's a lot of comments. Sorry, I got to scroll through these. I got to wrap up here. Enjoy the rest of my morning here before crypto Twitter descends on the whole march demanding single-sided staking or PulseX refund or whatever funny stuff may happen. Maybe you brought up Ash, like your avatar there. All RH products work was changed. Nothing really. Yeah, there you go, Ash. Nothing's really changed except people who were excited and expecting single-sided staking may not get it. So I guess decide what you're going to do with that PulseX. Like I said, you can use it for LP. You can farm it. Again, understand all the risk, understand all this. I'm sure this is literally me talking about it 2 or 3 hours after Richard tweets it. So I'm sure there'll be plenty of videos and me talking to people and other streamers talking about all the tokenomics and how they feel about it. And I really haven't seen many people talk about it yet, flesh it out, because it just happened. So, all right. If you know RH dumping pills, the last thing you want to do, RH keeps the tricks. I think he has plenty of tricks. He's talked about that too. I remember him talking on streams about plenty of tricks up his sleeve. So it makes sense. It makes sense that he would roll things out over time, and he wouldn't talk about all these things. Maybe he's waiting to see the projects launching on PulseChain and seeing what they're doing, and like trying to have that, to make sure PulseX is the premier DEX, right? How do you make PulseX the premier DEX? Well, you make sure that you're able to be number one in all the features that people like, and or at least PHUX does other stuff too, and it serves a purpose too, and it's, I think, complementary in a lot of ways. But yeah, I think there's plenty of reasons not to reveal everything all at once. I think if you're gonna trust someone to do it, trust the genius marketing billionaire guy, right? That's a good point. Gabe says Uniswap coin has no purpose either. There you go. I mean, I think they do use it for governance, for voting and stuff like that. But, and again, that's if I were to think, okay, what's PulseX going to be used for? Maybe it will be used for something around the farms. Maybe you'll be able to use it to vote on farms. Maybe you'll be able to use it. Maybe there will be single side staking. He's just not happy with it right now. Maybe it'll be like a modified version of it or a new thing. Who knows? All right. All right, everyone. Good morning, good night, Bob Wells. I'm going to wrap it up. Appreciate seeing you. Bottom signals everywhere. I know. Like we've been seeing bottom signals for months now. We'll see. Yeah, curious to see what happens with the Prime Trust thing too. We'll see. I mean, this seems like big news on the single side staking, but I don't know. Like I said, I've been more interested in farming anyways. Once I saw the farms and ink and all that, I was like, single side staking is probably good for a lot of people to like it, but it didn't get me. I wasn't as excited after I saw the power of the farms, and again, understand how all this stuff works, understand the permanent loss, do your research before you participate, for sure. But I think it's very interesting. Perhaps ink could be used to vote on PulseX. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing is we don't know yet either. What is ink going to be used for, if anything? Like what's going to be the dynamics between ink and PulseX? A lot of stuff we just don't know. So yes. All right, sorry I can't get to all the comments, but that's all the ones that I'm going to get to for now. Appreciate you, Mark. All right, everyone, have a great rest of your day. I'll be on at noon PST or 3 o'clock Eastern with Lit from My Life is Awesome. I'll be on with a few other folks there. So it should be a good spot. Ben Cage is going to be there, or Ben Cage, Crypto Stylist. Someone else is going to be there too. So I'll be on his channel. So it should be a good conversation too. I'm sure we'll cover single side staking. Maybe I will get to see some more commentary and get to hear some other people's thoughts on it to kind of better, form what I think about it too. But yeah, right now, money printer's still going burr if you got it parked in the places that you like. So everything's good. Scivive, everything's good for me at least. Scivive and 5555, and have a great day out there.